What's down with y'all, man? It's your boy, Mr. M15, coming at y'all with another one real quick. And with this one right here, man, I was talking to my partner Slim the other day, and we were just reminiscing, you know what I'm saying, about the good old days. you know, and just reminiscing about how we used to be, running the streets and shit when we was younger, and just the type of shit we used to be getting into. And like me and Slim, we've been locked in for a while. Like I met Slim, I was like 12, 13. He was probably like 15, 16. We locked in and just was rocking ever since. You know, and we got into a lot of shit because we used to do a lot of shit. But Slim, we was talking, bro, and he reminded me about this F dog that we had one time, and the shit was funny, but it wasn't funny. But I'm about to run this up to y'all, so you know what I'm saying. Y'all can know, bro. You can't trust everybody, bro. You heard me, motherfucker. Ain't nigga don't got the type of heart that you got. You know what I'm saying. Reason why I say this is this: Slim had a cousin. You know what I'm saying, and his cousin used to be back and forth in jail and shit. His cousin, the big dog. You heard me. He used to be back and forth in jail and shit for different charges and shit. But whenever he come home, nigga used to always hit us with a little something to, you know what I'm saying, put some money in our pockets. You heard me? And keep shit going until he touched back down. You feel me? And that's just how nigga rock. But he ended up going sit down for a little bit. But he had some shit by his baby mom and shit. And he wanted me and Slim to get off that shit for him, and you know what I'm saying, give some of the money to his baby mama for his lawyers and shit. And when he got out, he was gonna take care of us or whatever like that. And I knew he was gonna do what he said he was gonna do. You heard him, because he was real with it. You feel me? And like I said, he ended up sitting down, but in the process of him sitting down, he had a cousin that had just came home, probably like about a year earlier, you know. But his cousin stayed on the other side. He stood on the other side of the river. You dig? We was on the west bank. He stood on the east bank. You heard me? Yeah, I think he was. I think he stood uptown. You heard me? But he ended up plugging all us in together and shit. So he like y'all basically fam. He was like y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all go ahead and do y'all thing, hold it down for me, whatever. So me myself, I'm like, all right, cool, straight. You know, I'm looking at it like, all right, like that's your cousin. So you know what I'm saying, nigga he should rock like we need to rock. You feel me? And I know me and Slim, you know, the, how we was taught. If you got some type of shit going on, you hot, you got some heat, and nigga, you the type of person that motherfucker like to flock to or be around, then just be real. Let a nigga know, well, I don't know if you want to be around me right now. I got some shit going on. I'm hot, or you know what I'm saying, nigga, act me or some, just keep that shit real. That's how we was taught, but nigga, everybody wasn't taught that. You feel me? And I say that to say this. So, all right, we doing our thing, man, Slim. You know, it's early in the morning. We out there, yeah. We used to come out early in the morning. You heard me. But yeah, we come out early in the morning. We go over there by his cousin baby mom and get what he needed us to get. Boom, we go back to the project. All right, we doing our thing, whatever like that, chilling. So we had already been introduced to his cousin like the day before, 2 days before. You feel me? So we like, all right. So he ended up calling Slim, telling him he about to get ready to come on this side of the ribbon. He gonna rock with us, whatever. So nigga like, all right, cool, yeah. So boom, He come down there. Nah, first thing that I saw, but I ain't really paid no attention to it, but Slim was on it on some shit like he had this big ass guitar case on his back, just walking around with that bitch. And he was walking around with that bitch all day. He never took that bitch off, dog. And like I say, us, we ain't gonna ask no questions. You know what I'm saying? The reason why we not gonna ask, because if you coming in the circle, nigga, then you already know how we rock. You already know we thorough. So you, just like us, you at least supposed to be man enough to be like, man, well, say I got this, da da da, or whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So dude didn't say nothing. So we didn't say. We thought he probably had a fucking guitar in there, getting ready to play some music or something. I don't know. Like on Canal Street and shit, we thought he probably about to make a couple of bucks or something. But we wasn't even stunting the fucking guitar case, right? So later on that night, me and Slim, we had ran to my grandma's house to go get something to eat. His cousin had went across the street by this little chick who he was messing with or whatever. So Slim get through from eating, he go out there. So by the time I go out there, his cousin had made it back from the chick house. So now he outside talking to Slim now, right? So boom, I come out. I just get through from eating, I come out or whatever, go over there by. So we talking. So I'm like, fuck. I went in the house for something. I think I went in the house to get a shirt or a cigarette. I went in the house to get something. But I went in the house, I come back out. The police got them hacked up. I'm like, the fuck, got them all on the stairs checking them and shit. And the first thing the nigga say, Slim cousin, we gonna call him T. The first thing T says, oh, that's him right there, that's L right there, like that. So they looking at me, the police looking at me like, you L? I'm like, yeah, I'm L. Like, what's up? He like, that's your people, whatever. I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's my people. I'm thinking that they about to hit him with some trespass and shit. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, that's my people, whatever, whatever. So he was like, he was like, yeah, he was like, it's some confusion about this guitar case right here. He was like, do you know who this guitar case for? So I'm like, no, I'm like, that guitar case, it been right there the whole time. Like, it been right there all day. So this nigga holler out, yeah, I told you I was just holding it for him, but that's his guitar case. That's L guitar case like that. I look, I'm like, what the fuck? So he say, so the officer like, sir, is this your guitar case? I said, no, that ain't my guitar case, man. I don't know what you're talking about like that. I'm like, nah, that ain't mine. He was like, are you sure? He was like, because if it is, it's not a problem or whatever like that. He was like, if it is, it is. He was like, we're just trying to find out who it's for. Like that. I'm like, no, I'm like, that's not mine. Like that. So my little partner Slim, being a thorough nigga, Slim like, man, that's my guitar case. Like that. So the police like, oh, is it? He was like, good, because they got a whole bunch of weed in there, and you're going down like that. So Slim like, oh man, what the fuck? So I'm like, oh man. So like we both like, what the fuck? We look at each other like, man, what the fuck? So I'm like, Slim, I'm like, you ain't had no fucking weed. He like, I know. I'm like, I ain't had no fucking weed. Like, I know. I'm like, so who else had fucking weed? Like that. So now that pressure coming on, right? So now we looking at dude like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna take your fucking charge. And like, man, that man had us go through all type of shit, bro. They put me and Slim in one car, and they put T in another car. You know what I'm saying? Man, T feeding these people all type of lies, man. I don't know what he telling these people, man. But he got them people about to them people about to send me and Slim out that bit, man. Just so happened, My mama ended up coming out there, you heard me? And like my mom, she be nosy, you heard me? So like she was peeping the play the whole time. So she came out and she talked to the police and she basically was telling them what happened. Like she told them the conversation that they had from the time they went over there and started messing with them until the time they took us and left. So she talking to the police. So he like, all right, he kind of believe her now. So he like, okay. So he like, yeah, he was like, so your son, he was like, your son or his friend, he was like, they don't own a guitar case, da 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 da. So she's like, nah, she was like, my son and his friend don't need no damn guitar case. They don't play no damn guitars or whatever like that, right? So he like, okay, okay. So they he was like, let me finish figuring this out and I'll get back with you. So long story short, they ended up grilling tea and shit. And then he like, yeah, it was my shit, da 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 da, this and that. So the police like, all right, y'all good to go. He was like, man, he was like, listen, he was like, bro, make sure y'all pay attention to who the fuck y'all hanging around, bro. He was like, cause he was like, all three of y'all could have went to jail tonight. Just cause one person didn't want to take the charge, man. Up. I'm like, damn. So yeah, man. But after that, fucking T ended up going to jail. Which fuck, he wasn't in there long for like, fuck, probably like a month or so. You heard me? So which I ain't understand, bitch. Why you ain't want to take that pussy at weed charge? You know what I'm saying? She probably had a number like a half ounce. Probably it wasn't no buku weed, man. He probably had like an ounce or two in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? But man, it wasn't it wasn't for you to do that. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was, come on, man. You know what you already know the type of shit you own, and you know what you signed up for when you fucking with that, and you know giving another nigga a charge is not how a nigga rock, dog. So yeah, that put a bad taste in me and Slim out. You heard me? And we after that we cut him off. You heard me? He couldn't come around us. We wasn't fucking with him. You heard me? But show you how show you how God don't like ugly, right? Soon after he go, the police take him. We walk, boom, getting ready to walk back to my house. We had found the blunt on the ground that he had just rolled. I said, look at that. I said he didn't drop this fucking blunt and try to lie and put a weed charge on us and shit. I said, boy, I said, yeah, I said, we gonna smoke this. We gonna smoke this and we gonna smoke this in memory of him, memory of his freedom. Fuck. But yeah, man, I just had to run that quick up, man. I told Slim I was gonna put that shit out there, man. But yeah, man, y'all pay attention to who y'all rocking with, bro. Everybody ain't silent. Everybody ain't got the heart you got, bro. For real, I'm out.